So this video is like a footnote, and I'm going to try to explain that I'm going to experiment with turning up the rate of speech on a few of the sermons that I delivered. Now, I taught speaking at college level for 4 or 5 years. It was one of several subjects that I taught. I had a period of life where I was both pastor and preacher, and also a part of the faculty of several local colleges. And in teaching public speaking, I came across this concept, and it was called spare brain power. And the spare brain power exists because our brains, or wherever our thoughts originate, think in terms of about 800 words per minute. Now, the average rate of speed of speaking is maybe 100 to 150 words per minute, and at most 200 words per minute. But that would be someone who might call motor mouth 200 words per minute. So this is a website that will help students in public speaking, and it gives them the ability to check their rate of speaking with words. Now, it'll tell you right here in the corner, right down here in the lower right corner, that the average rate of talking is about 120 words a minute. Now, at most, the highest could be about 200 words a minute. That's really something to achieve that. Now, my speech is slowed up a little bit because I've slowed up in terms of energy levels and so forth at my current age. So, this is a speech length calculator, and it gives a student an ability to test what is their rate of speaking. So you can see right here the authors of this that they are showing you the average rate of speed at about 120 words a minute. Now, interestingly enough, this is linked to what's called credibility, which means how much authority or recognition do you give to the speaker? How much status in terms of their knowledge of a particular subject? And credibility is raised in the ears of a hearer as the rate of speech goes higher. In other words, if I started out speaking at 60 words per minute, in your mind you would say, well, he's not a very good speaker. In fact, some people right now might say that too, because I don't do editing and I don't increase the rate of speed electronically or by technology or anything like that. I just get out my camera and I begin to talk. But if I'm at 60 words a minute or 80 words a minute, you give me very little credibility. Now if I increase and I go beyond the average, I go to 140 words a minute, the average hearer will say that he knows what he's talking about. And if you get even higher, it might go something like this. Wow, he really knows what he's talking about. Now, of course, the speaker could be just speaking about nonsense, but the credibility of the speaker will increase as the number of words per minute increases. So anybody who's interested can go to this particular site and find out what their rate of speed is. Now back to the idea of what when I was teaching is called spare brain power. Spare brain power exists when somebody's speaking at a low rate of speed. And your mind, not necessarily your brain, but your mind is processing things at a high rate of speed. So hence people, quote, get bored. Now that's why, so if I'm down here at 100 words per minute, you could very easily, quote, get bored. But if I'm speaking up here at 160 words per minute, it's less likely you will get bored. I said less likely, it doesn't mean you won't. And that's why you hear such a big cry today, I'm bored. In fact, I did a video on that somewhere on this channel. The cry of the youth, I'm bored. Well, see, they are a generation that has been exposed to these high-powered technological things on their screens. And if you've noticed, many of the channels now edit things in such a way that if there's any pauses in the speech, they cut them out. And they speed up the rate of speech. It's all done by editing. So someone would love to get hold of this video and cut out my pauses and cut out my little laughter and cut out upgrade my speech to a higher rate, and hence it would make a nicer video. So what I'm getting at is this, and this is just a footnote for some things that are forthcoming. I'm going to take some messages that I delivered, not the entire message, but part of the message, and I'm going to speed up my rate of speech electronically. And that can be done very easily on YouTube. Unless you go to the settings, and then you go to play speed, and then you can increase it. So you can actually watch things at a faster rate by doing that. So I'm going to take some messages and I'm going to speed up my rate of speed so that my voice will not sound exactly the way it sounds now, and it'll be an interesting experiment. So look forward to some Speedy Gonzales preaching, and it's my version of editing in such a way that a lot of these other channels do, that will create kind of a different atmosphere and perspective. So I'll let you know when I'm doing a video like that. I'll give you a little heads up, and I hope this was helpful to you to understand that the reason so much editing is done today, and the reason games for children and youth and anything that children and youth watch these days are usually high-paced, fast-moving videos, games, movies, television shows, whatever, because the mind thinks at a high rate of speed, but human interaction occurs at a lower rate of speed. Hence, we have a whole generation of children and youth and young people that have been raised with this high rate of speed. And this might explain a little bit as to why the younger generation is very frustrated with the older generation, because they just don't understand why we don't function at this high rate of speed like they do, and push buttons as fast as they push them, and know all the ins and outs of the cell phone and the computer and everything like that, because they're used to a high rate of speed. Now, if you're my age, or close to my age, you were not brought up with it either. So anyhow, this is to forewarn you. You're going to hear Motor Mouth Preacher in a few of my videos forthcoming. Thank you for watching. End of video.